So there's actually two different types of pressure that exist in these plants to make them tall or expand. And earlier I talked about cohesion tension theory, and basically that is the pulling of the plant. And then there's another one, it's called turgor, which I hate saying that word because I'm Southern, it's just a strange word to have to say. Turgor pressure, and that is more about pushing. So if you remember it as pulling and pushing, it'll help you remember it. So basically the cohesion tension theory, it's basically that the transpiration, it basically pulls the pressure up into the tree, because obviously that bark is keeping it in place, right? Because it's a hard bark, and it's able to use the walls of the bark and the xylem that is in there structurally to create that type of pull and that vacuum suction, which vacuums and suctions it up. The water, we're comparing apples and oranges here when we're talking about it. So basically, if you think about a fountain and how it kind of just goes all over the place, but it's using a pressure hydraulic system. That pressure hydraulic system is making that water push up, but it's kind of going all over the place, right? Well, the bark of the tree, it has its own water pressure system, and it uses that bark to concentrate it and keep it going up like that. When it is in its state of using transpiring, which is really cool to me, when it's in the state of transpiring and moving that water up and out of it, I said earlier, transpiring is just like sweating. It's very similar mechanism, sweating and evaporation. When it does that, it actually makes the tree smaller. The tree expands inward on itself. And when it gets more water, it's almost like a lung breathing. Doesn't that seem cool? When it gets water, it hydrates back up. So I said another word earlier, which was the turgor pressure. Now, what other plant did I talk about earlier that could cause a turgor pressure? And it's basically the hydrostatic pressure of the water moving across the membrane of the cell wall. And I said that what it does is it pushes it out. And what other, if I could compare the opposite of a tree, what would you compare it to? So if we were talking about plant abduction, which plant do you think would have more of the cohesion tension theory, or which one would have more of the turgor pressure, which is where the hydrostatic water